only on TSPN and the World Wide Web at tspntv.com.
Good morning, Amador County, and welcome to AM Live. I'm Alan. Everyone, as Cam and Susie love to say, I'm normally behind the camera, but I'm going to be doing a little bit in front today. Woohoo! And Alicia's going to be helping me out this morning. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Pretty decent. You know, early morning, but that's pretty standard. But we've definitely got a lot of events coming up in the county over the next couple of weeks.
So much stuff to do.
And you've got the flyer for the first one. Big one coming up is Camp Out for Cancer.
Yes.
It's going to start on September 7th at 9 a.m. and it's going to run until that Sunday, so that would be the 9th, correct?
That is correct.
Until 9 a.m. It's just going to be running the whole time. It's the 10th anniversary. I got a little ahead of myself. But we've got the Camp Out for Cancer, September 7th. It's going to be at the Amador County Fairgrounds in Plymouth. Huge event every year.
Go to that.
Yes.
Super important. So, yeah, all your friends will be there.
Raises a lot of good money for a lot of good causes.
Yes, yes. And you can light a candle for your friends and relatives who've battled cancer.
Exactly. So always a really big event. Again, that's Camp Out for Cancer on September 7th. Fun. To tie in with that, we've also got the Color Me Hope Fun Run course, and that's going to be at the Camp Out for Cancer.
Super fun, and you can walk that too.
Yeah.
Don't forget, if you're not a big runner, go and walk it, have fun, it's a blast.
Yeah, so that's going to be during the Camp Out for Cancer. There's all kinds of other awesome events that are planned as well, but one that is definitely going to be there is going to be the Color Me Hope Fun Color course. I know, and did you do the color
I didn't. I've done color runs before, and they're not really my thing, but most people love them.
Yeah, no, everybody really enjoyed the last one.
Yes.
So I think this
it
one's
was a big town event.
Yeah, right? Well, I think this one's going to be even bigger, especially doing it with Camp Out for Cancer,
right?
Doing it at the fairgrounds.
Yeah.
So we got Camp Out for Cancer on September 7th. Also during that event, during Camp Out for Cancer, we're going to have the Color Me Hope Fun Run course.
And they can go to amadorstars.org to get full information.
Yes, or you can call 209-223-1246.
223-1246.
Yes. We've also got another fun event that's coming up tomorrow, and we actually talked about this earlier this week, and that's the beer tasting on the Terrace at the Jackson Rancheria Casino
Super can't
Resort.
wait for that.
Yeah, they were actually, it was on Monday with Monique's show. We had Chef Peter come in, and he actually cooked up the summer melon salad that's going to be paired with one of the items.
Yum.
So good.
I bet.
Cool.
On their Facebook page, I noticed that, I don't know if they've done it already, but they were giving away tickets to that. So definitely go to that. That looks like a blast.
And for that's going to be on Thursday, August 22nd, so tomorrow at 6 p.m. at the Jackson Rancheria Casino Resort. You can get more information for that by calling 1-800-822-WIN, or you can also visit jacksoncasino.com. And last one we've got is that pre-sale tickets are going to be available through August 23rd for the first annual BBQ Rib Cook Off. The tickets are going to be $12. It's $12 per ticket, and that includes tastings and judging of each entry. There's going to be a free music festival on the stage all day, and it's going to be at the Amador County Fairgrounds. Woo-hoo. So, yeah, a whole bunch of really awesome events that are coming up.
Going on.
Oh, yeah.
When did Amador County get so exciting?
Well, we're getting to that point in the year.
It is that time of year, isn't it?
It's always busiest at the beginning of summer, at the end of summer, and around Christmas. Right now we're in that second part of it. Yes. But other than that, we've also got a really nice little book show today. You're going to be doing a segment today.
Super exciting.
Yeah, and it says here you're going to be talking about the myths of nutrition and fitness.
Yes, I have a class coming up.
Oh, very nice.
I'm working with I volunteer with the community college, and I help them promote their events and stuff, and they invited me to, I'm not actually teaching the class, I'm just, what do they call, facilitating the class.
Very nice.
So fascinating stuff, all really good. Anyways, we'll talk about that.
Yes, we'll be talking about that, and you're also going to be talking to Jan from the Pine Grove Civic Improvement Club about a ballroom dance demonstration that's going to be happening on September 15th.
Yay, it is about time.
So, yeah, a whole bunch of really fun things going on. So, how are things going on your end? I saw the Facebook posts from the recent run.
Yes, we did a 186-mile relay race. We had 12 people on our team. It was an absolute blast. We are still laughing ourselves silly over this thing. If you ever have a chance to do, when I was a kid, people used to do relay races as a family or with a group of friends. You'd each run a mile or two. And then you know, have a beer afterwards or go and do something fun.
Yeah.
I can't believe how much fun this thing was. This was 2.5 days of us in the car. We were so dirty and smelly afterwards. I don't know how we managed to like.
Well, it's almost kind of like from the time I was in second grade until I graduated high school, I was actively involved in 2 different swim leagues. And it's kind of fun because my parents signed me up when I found out I was signed up for a swim team when I came home from school, and my dad said, "Good news, I signed you up for a swim team. Your first practice is tonight."
Ta-da.
And I was on a team from second grade until 12th grade. But in my high school league, one of the events we did was called Catch Up. And it was a sprinting exercise where it was a relay. We'd break off into 2 teams, one starting on opposite ends of the pool, and the point was to keep swimming as fast as you could until you started to lap the other team. Then you had to swim under the lane line, grab them by the leg, and pull them under.
Oh, how fun is that?
But so
Drown your teammates.
Pretty much. It was this
That's
really
like every young person's dream.
exactly.
Isn't it?
But on my summer league, every year on the 4th of July, we did fun 4th of July relays. My favorite one being they called it the vegetable relay, where you had to swim a lap, jump out of the pool, go about 10 feet back, and eat what was ever in the cup in front of you.
Right.
And it would progress. So it would start out with a slice of apple, a tangerine, a piece of broccoli, a carrot. But they would always, my team would always make me be the last person to go because they knew what was coming. And the last person had to eat half a raw onion.
You know I could do that.
Oh, as could I. It
No
didn't matter
problem.
me. It didn't bother me at all. But the relays are always fun.
Well, you know, people always ask me why I don't do triathlons, and I tell them it's because of the swimming. So I learned to swim, get this, in the local Jackson swimming pool.
Very nice.
And my very first swimming race, I think it was probably about 7 or 8, they didn't have the little lane dividers.
Oh, yeah.
And
Those
so,
are fun.
you know, you're just swimming, and for some reason I didn't like to open my eyes under the water. I didn't
So
have
you're
goggles.
just going all over the place.
And I got out, and I was like, yes, I know I'm first, I know I'm first, I know I won. And my dad says, you went clear across the other side of the pool, and all the way back, you ended up in the same lane you started. But you are last, dead last.
Well, it was the same for me. I mean, the reason they put me on a swim team was when they started sending me to swimming lessons. I look back on it now, and it was every day. I would go to swimming lessons when I was 4 and 5, 3 days a week, and every day I was always with a different class, and I noticed that all the kids were older than I was. So before they finally put me on my swim team, I was in swimming lessons with like 9 and 10-year-olds, and I was swimming circles around them.
Right.
So the lifeguards just said you should put him on a team. So my parents put me on a team, and except for when I turned 11 and I needed to learn flip turns, they put me on 3 leagues simultaneously. So I had a winter league, which worked into my summer league, which worked with a league that was getting me ready for high school swimming. So I had to go to 3 different practices all at once. But it was really fun. Met some very cool people.
Yes, swimming was, in fact, some of my best friends did. We did, you know, back then we did water ballet.
Oh, yeah, that's fun.
And
that's fun
if
to
you're
watch.
old enough to remember this, we did water ballet to the theme from Ghostbusters.
Oh, that's nice. Well,
if anybody out there was on my team, you know,
and
get in touch.
that's actually an awesome segue with Ghostbusters, because now we're on the first segment, which is we get to talk about some movies.
Right. You're going to do your movie review.
Yes. So people remember, it was last week I talked about a new one that had come out, because I'm a huge animation buff, and I love reading DC comics, so I love the DC animated stuff.
Right.
Well, this is actually one that came out around Christmas called Justice League Doom.
Okay.
It's an adaptation of one of my favorite Justice League books from the 1980s. It was called The Tower of Babel. And the basic idea behind it is a supervillain hacks into the Justice League's computer trying to get whatever he can, and he finds that somebody has made individual documents that detail how you can either incapacitate or kill individual members of the Justice League. And he downloads these files and he goes after the individual characters. And and the plans range anywhere from shooting Superman with a kryptonite bullet to strapping a bomb between 2 of Flash's bones so that if he stops, the bomb will go off. But the question is, where did these documents come from? And over the course of the movie, you find out that the person who made these plans was actually Batman.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, well, but there's a lot more to it than just that, though.
Yes.
And if you look at the DVD, it kind of gives it away on the cover.
Those things are always so complicated. The animated
exactly.
stuff.
But that's a very cool one. The other one, so that's a PG-13 rated one. Again, I'm stressing this. Please read the ratings. Please read the ratings.
Right, because you used to be, if it was a cartoon, it was always a G-rated.
Exactly. Especially with the next one, which is especially with the next film I got, because this is one that I love watching, but it is it's rated R for a very, very good reason.
Right, it's got some violence.
It's got violence and a lot of language issues in
language.
it, but it makes sense, and that is the film Django Unchained, because the basic premise of it is, you remember the old spaghetti westerns?
Yes.
This is a modern spaghetti western. The premise of it is you have Jamie Foxx's character who plays Django, and he is helping a bounty hunt. He's helping out this bounty hunter, and in return, the bounty hunter will help him look for his wife who has been sold to a plantation in the pre-Civil War South. So the guy I love more than anyone else in this movie, and we were talking about him, is Christoph Waltz. He plays the bounty hunter, Dr. King Schultz, and his horse Schlitz. Yeah. I mean, the horse is great because they do a good job with the movie, but Christoph takes the cake. He won a Best Supporting Actor.
He's an amazing actor.
Oscar in this, just
really
like he did with his last character in a Quentin Tarantino film. But this movie, the casting was good. It was well written. Aside from Christoph, the other guy who is amazing in this movie is you have Leonardo DiCaprio play the villain, and he is terrifying in this movie.
Really?
In a good way.
Hard to imagine being scared of Leonardo DiCaprio,
but
isn't it?
in a good way.
It's like a movie about a really scary teddy bear.
Exactly. But he does a good job with this, including one of the lines that became synonymous with the film, which is Christoph was talking to him, and they're talking about making a slavery transaction, and he just shoots out this number of, well, if I wanted to buy something really good from you, I'd be willing to pay $25,000, and that's in pre-Civil War cash, so it's a huge amount. And there's Leonardo DiCaprio just drinking his drink, and he just stops, turns around and says, "Sir, you had my interest, but now you have my attention." It's this really cool movie. Again, it's rated R for a reason. It is very, very violent. It's got a lot of language issues, but if you're old enough, I highly recommend it because it is a very, very good movie. And the last one is actually one that we both watched a few times, so we both really, really, really liked, and that is Despicable Me 2.
Yes, so that was the first one. Actually, I have to explain, my husband and I get a little stressed out by like thrillers and stuff. Yeah. And so our very first movie that we ever saw together was Despicable Me, the first one. And so the second one came out. We've been together now 3 years, married 2 years, and it came out just recently. And of course, we lined up to see it.
Oh yeah, as did Mary and I. We loved the first one.
And it was, it was different from the first one, but it was as good or better.
Yeah.
My favorite thing about it is actually not that everyone loves the Minions; they're really cute. But the little girls are so true to life.
Oh yes.
The littlest one that kind of goes around making up little girls. If you've ever been around a little girl and they go around making up those little girl songs,
and also just seeing how Gru plays off of them. I mean, the part in the first movie that every time I watch it, I still get choked up and I still get goosebumps is near the end of the movie when Gru has to go save the girls and they have to jump from one airplane to another one. The oldest girl says to Gru, "You already gave us back," and his answer was, "I know, and it's the worst thing I've ever done. But if you jump to me now, I will never let you go again." And that kind of carries over to this movie because it's the next logical step.
Right, and now he is a real. But you can see how wonderfully stumped he is.
Oh
I
yes,
think that's so impossibly human.
So great family movie, Despicable Me 2. I don't know if it's still in theaters, but it should be coming out soon.
It'll be coming out on DVD probably pretty soon. Yeah.
But on that note, we do need to take a break, and when we come back, you're going to be talking to Jan about the Pine Grove Civic Improvement Club. All right, so let's take it to a break.
You're watching Amador County's local television network, TSPN.